Hey, what's up YouTube? It's me, your girl Shayna, coming back to you with another video. This time I actually wanted to touch a little bit on acne. A lot of us young ladies out there, especially if you're in your early or mid-20s, you're probably dealing with a lot of hormonal acne because our bodies are changing. We're going through a lot of changes as we're, entering or leaving our childbearing years, and there's a lot of hormonal imbalances which cause acne. I noticed probably earlier this year I began developing really severe cystic acne all along my jawline and on my cheeks, and I developed a lot of hyperpigmentation and scarring along my cheeks and jawline. Very painful cystic pimples. Not on my nose, not like in my T-zone, like maybe a pimple here and there on my forehead, but it was mostly along my jaw. And it was so frustrating, and I couldn't understand what was causing it. I tried over-the-counter medications, prescription medications, Clarisil, Burt's Bees, Aveeno, every acne product you can think of, I tried. Except for Proactive, because I tried that as a teenager and it didn't work too well then, so I knew that since my acne was much more severe than my teenage years, it wasn't going to work now. So I didn't try that. But I finally went to a dermatologist and she diagnosed me with hormonal acne. And she prescribed me a medication called spironolactone to take along with Axone and Retin-A. This was in, I want to say, September of 2012. So this year, I made my first trip to well, not my first trip, but my first trip this year to the dermatologist regarding my acne, because it had gotten so out of control. I was embarrassed. I didn't want to go anywhere. And I don't really like wearing makeup. Like, I have some on now for the purpose of this video, but I prefer not to wear makeup. I'm one of those all natural gals. I believe I'm just as pretty without makeup as I am with makeup. So I prefer not to wear makeup. Not that there's anything against you lovely young ladies that like to wear makeup. It's just my preference is not to wear makeup. But I did visit a dermatologist, and she gave me some medications versus both topical and oral treatment, which I've been incorporating into my regimen. And I had to find out a way to take it that worked, because when I first began taking it, I did not see any improvement. In fact, it actually seemed to get worse. I noticed that when I was using the Retin-A, my skin was a lot more oily. The pimples seemed to come to a head, but they didn't go away, so it seemed like I was constantly picking at my face and popping pimples and trying to figure out like what's going on, and I'm just like picking. So I stopped using the Retin-A. Some things don't work for everybody. Retin-A is one of those things that just didn't work for me. And I just used the Axone with the spironolactone. And I did begin to see improvements. Now, when I was only on 50 milligrams once per day, nothing happened. It didn't even make me pee a lot. And it's a diuretic pill, so it's supposed to make you pee a lot. But when I was only taking 50 milligrams once a day by mouth, I did not urinate frequently like I was told I was going to. So coincidentally, I also have some female reproductive issues that I'm dealing with also, which are, polycystic ovarian syndrome, or PCOS. And that's when you have elevated levels of testosterone, which lead to what? Hormonal acne. So when I went to see my specialist regarding that, they recommended that I up my dosage of spironolactone to help lower the testosterone in my blood. That way I don't keep forming these multiple cysts on my ovaries, which are very painful sometimes, and it'll also help reduce the acne. So for the past 3 weeks, I have been taking two 50 milligram spironolactone tablets by mouth twice daily, with food of course, and continuing to put on the topical Axone 2 to 3 times a day. And I have seen significant improvement in my skin. I wish I had recorded a video so you guys could have seen what I look like before I began the treatment, but I'll try to find some pictures and include them in the video at the end, and you can kind of see that I did have some significant acne breakouts along the jawline. I haven't experienced any negative effects in my hair. I do know that sometimes when I'm on like antibiotics or other medications for my skin, or just medications period, it does tend to have an adverse effect on my hair. But this time I'm not seeing any major adverse effects other than a little bit more dryness. It does seem a little more dry than usual, but that's expected considering that the medication is a diuretic, so it's kind of any excess water, fluid, or moisture that I have in my body, it's ridding me of that. So it's expected, and but I do amp up my moisturizing in my hair, and I try to keep it bunned up and wrapped up in protective styling as frequent as possible, unless it's an event or an occasion to where I need to have my hair down or free, then I'll do so. But I just wanted to give you guys a quick video letting you know that there is help out there for those of you who are battling PCOS and hormonal acne. Just so you're aware of some of the facial cleansers that I'm using the Claricel 2-in-1 mask and dark spot treatment. It's a face wash and dark spot treatment. It's kind of strong, so if you have naturally dry skin already or sensitive skin, I wouldn't recommend using it daily. Because when I was using it daily, I did begin to get burns on my face, typically around my eye area, because it was burning my skin. It was too strong, so I had to cut back to using it like 2 or 3 times a week. My regular daily face wash is a Vino Skin Brightening Facial Scrub. It's a daily scrub. It's very gentle. It has very small microbeads that gently exfoliate your skin, but not too much to where you can only use it 2 to 3 times a week. This is a facial scrub that you are able to use daily. If, once again, you have dry skin, I don't recommend using it daily. I do recommend maybe using it 2 to 3 times a week to avoid excessive drying. I also love the Burt's Bees Acne Solutions Facial Daily Moisturizer. It's not very oily, it leaves my skin very soft, and it has salicylic acid in it to help maintain my breakouts without clogging my pores or making my skin too oily. Another treatment that I like is Beyond Belief, I believe. It's on the spot treatment. I found it at Sally's. It's about $10. It has 2% salicylic acid, and you just put it on the areas that you have your breakouts, and it's almost like overnight you wake up and the pimple is gone. It's very good, but that too can cause excessive drying, so I do recommend you use your moisturizer along with that. Also, I do recommend you avoid washing your face with extremely hot water because it causes excessive drying. So if you're using acne medications or acne treatments, it only intensifies the drying. So I always recommend... Oh, my aunt's calling. Hold on 1 second. Hello? I think so. You tried calling her? Oh. Okay. Bye. I'm like the messenger for my family. Whenever somebody can't get a hold of my mom, they call me. Like, oh, is your mom still on the phone? Like, I guess so. I don't know. But anyway, like I was saying, as far as acne, there's video is getting way too long. Like I was saying, as far as acne goes, especially hormonal acne, is extremely difficult to fight, but you can fight it and you can win that battle given the right tools. Right now I'm on spironolactone 50 milligrams twice by mouth daily, along with the Burt's Bees Daily Moisturizer by the Acne Solutions line, and also Axone topical topical cream that I put on my breakout areas about 2 to 3 times a day. If you have any questions about any of the products that I named in my video, or you'd like to see them in person or see my routine for my skin, I'd be more than happy to post a video regarding that. Just let me know. I appreciate you taking the time to watch my video, and have a great night and happy holidays.